Easy guys, it's Monk here. So today I just wanted to talk a bit about making ambient music and specifically I made the ambient interludes and tracks on my full-length album Temple of Mungk, which is out now on Deplock. I'll leave links to that in the video description. I wanted to talk about this mainly because I was going through a bit of creative block when I made the first one. Like, I was really struggling to make dubstep or anything else, and ambient music, I just found once you got into it, it was so creatively freeing. It was like there was so little rules involved that it just really allowed me to get lost in making noises basically, and that re-sparked my love for for music, and it helped me to overcome the creative block. And I thought it'd be good to sort of do a video about that, because a lot of people, creative block is something we all deal with from time to time, and this is something that I believe is effective for helping you with that. So in the context of the album, it worked really well because I wanted some sort of things to break up all the tracks just so it wasn't like tune, and I wanted to help it like tell a story throughout the full album. So what we're looking at here is the intro track, Prologue. I'm just going to go through it and sort of show you like how I made it and what's going on. So to make an ambient track, the first thing I do is just get a drone going, basically, just like a single note. I think that's what I did here. But then there's a mid as well. Yeah, so that's like a drone I've got going. And I sort of like recorded these and then resampled them. Like, I was balancing everything to audio, because the thing when you've got like 4 minutes like this of just the same note, if it's MIDI, it won't play it unless it's playing it from the beginning, which becomes a massive pain. So by balancing it to audio, I can skip through at any point and all of my track is all still going to be playing, which is very useful for this kind of thing. But that's what I started with, but like a drone note. And that doesn't sound very interesting, but then if I open up the automation, you can see that like every track in here is very basic, but it's the fact that I'm sort of automating things to come in and out over time as the track progresses. So when you're listening to it, it's all evolving gradually over time. So you have the ambient pads there. The other main bit was these granular bits, which I used this Spindrift Playground for, which you can use outside of Logic. It's free download, and you can it's just like a granular engine where you can drag any audio into it. It's going to granulate it, and then you've got controls to sort of mess around with the speed of those grains and the distance between them, etc., etc. So them bits sound like this if I can get them. Yeah, when it starts to get pretty trippy halfway through. Then what's the granular blips here as well? Yeah. So that was all made by putting these pads that I'd made, that I've put in here whole there, running them through the granular engine and then layering that in as well. What else? I had this zither sample, which is actually taken from the track that this then goes into, which is Spirit. I thought that'd be cool to include some of the track that was coming, but in a different way in the ambience that happens before you hear that track. So the sample, like closer to what you know it as, is in here. But then, like, because it's ambient and there's really no rules, you can just stretch that just so it's noise over time. So yeah, that's just the zither stretched out loads. Then up the top here, I have some jungle ambience. I'd say that's another key part of ambient music for me, as I love to get some kind of field recording going that can put the music in a location or a scene, like really take the listener somewhere, which I feel is especially important with ambient music, because it's not really to dance to. It's not like for anything like that, it is primarily for you to just listen to and ingest it. Its purpose is to create a vibe. The Final Crackle is in there again, as I put that in every track I make, just to glue everything together and keep some atmosphere. What else is regular? At the bottom here, I have like a Shaolin master talking about Buddhism and the 5 hindrances of self-mastery. Sick TED talk on YouTube, but that's that going on in the background. Again, there's a guitar. I say again. Yeah. There's also that guitar track where I've actually recorded for the whole track. I've just plugged my guitar in and just sort of like made noises on the guitar over time, and then like with automation, like I did keep that. So yeah, over time, and I've added effects and stuff. I'm using Soundtoys effects, right? Yeah, just to add some bits of my guitar, my personal taste, my musical background, all shining through within the composition. And that's like the body of it, and then you've got all these sort of smaller bits going on that happen over like at certain points, which just sort of fade in and out, which just add interest. Now, a lot of these you can see film 1, film 2, film 3, and documentary. So these 3 bits of audio are all from films. These 2 bits are from documentaries. All these things are set in the jungle, because the jungle is where I was setting the scene for this bit of music. I wanted it to be the intro to my album, which is primarily set in jungles. I'm not going to tell you which films and documentaries, because I don't want to bait myself out like that. That being said, I do love to put bits of film and bits of things that influence me that aren't necessarily music into my music, because it's art at the end of the day, and it's just like, I feel what makes an artist unique is their specific taste across all sorts of things, all accumulating in one way that is unique to them, because it's very unlikely that anyone out there is going to have the exact same set of influences in the exact same way that you do. Also up here, there's some YouTube videos I think I found of like Chinese percussion and like big China drums and stuff. So that's included in there. And then down here I have flutes and strings, which I believe were one-shots I took from places, like a singular flute noise or a singular string noise, put them in quick sampler, so I had it like as an instrument I could play. And if you look at the MIDI information for them, it's actually really random. I'm just like basically hitting the keys so it sounded alright, but it's not any real melody or anything. It's just yeah, it's just noise. I'll show you anyway. Yeah, so that's about it, what I've done there. If you're thinking about trying this, what I recommend is just like setting how long you want your bit of ambient music to be, setting the bar at the top here, this yellow bar, your time. Just set that to whatever you want the length of the track to be, and then just record like a pad, or yeah, like pads and ambience and stuff first, and just build up a vibe. And one of the things I like to do is, like you see here I've written low and mid. It's like with the pads, try to fill up the whole frequency spectrum. Try to have a low pad as low as you can go, like a sub, and then like a really high end pad, and try to sort of fill everything in between. You can EQ them. I've only got 2 on this one specifically, but I've made one since where I've tried to like do a separate track for every, say like 100 forgot what it's called then, yeah 100 hertz, like a separate track, and like EQ them, so there's just like loads of pads that I can evolve and morph over time, and you can really have fun with the automation there. And then, like I say, like slip in other bits of audio that come in and out of the composition, can be really cool to do too. So hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully you can make some use of the stuff I'm saying. And if you hit creative block, like just try and make an ambient. Trust me, try making just a vibe, like, because you have no musical rules. It doesn't necessarily have to be like in key even. It's just like what sounds good. It's just great. I can't recommend it enough. But yeah, thanks for watching this, and big up. I will catch you guys when I make another video.